Hey everybody, this is Austin Thien. I'm here testing some bandwidth on the hybrid rig. So I'm going to be kind of quiet and just talking a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. Right now I got it on low bandwidth settings, so I can switch over here to full screen and talk a little bit better. And see what happens. Right now I'm testing the RodeCaster with a Shure wireless lav here into an ATEM Mini Extreme with a couple of desktops, laptops rather, connected up for computer sources. We're streaming directly into an unlisted YouTube video. I doubt this will ever see the light of day, but just in case, I'm gonna try and stream it mainly to test the bandwidth capabilities, some Zoom calls, and some capabilities of the GLI mobile router that I have installed in this hybrid rig fly pack case, I guess you'd call it, kinda. And we'll see what happens. I'll probably end up going through and talking a little bit about what is in each, or what each device does, what it can accomplish, and we'll go from there. So let's cut over to the super source, and that way you can see my camera over there. It gives you a little idea, and we'll go from there. I might reposition this camera to get a little bit more over the shoulder to see what's going on. I've only got one camera hooked up. It's wireless. I'm also testing that, and I'm trying to duplicate an event that we had done yesterday, and we had a terrible time with all sorts of Zoom disconnects. So I'm trying to determine if there's a problem with the dock, or if there's a problem with the mobile router, or if Zoom was having problems. When I looked at Down Detector yesterday, Zoom was reporting issues. We were having all sorts of problems with us getting kicked out of a particular Zoom room, even if we were co-host. And then upon reconnection, we would lose our co-host ability, of course. When we rejoined the meeting, because we were doing the Zoom broadcast, we were also, our main audio feed was getting muted upon re-entry into the Zoom room. So that's a problem. I'm just trying to figure out how best to duplicate it and figure out what to do. So if you find I'm not looking at the camera, I'm sorry. I'm literally just trying to test this out and see if we can get it to duplicate the problem, okay? All right, so right now I'm streaming through the ATEM on stream settings low, averaging about 2 to 3 megabits per second. I'm going to get behind the camera and move this so you can see the multi-view and the rest of the setup a little bit better. So bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so now right here we got 3 megabits. I've also got a Zoom continuous ping to Google, which is, I dropped 1 frame. TTL doesn't look bad, but it is dropping occasionally. That is not promising. Ping time is 10 milliseconds, but again, it's dropping packets. That's not good. So let's go check out the switcher. I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming low. You might get a little bit of buffering, and I'm going to switch to streaming medium. And we're back on streaming medium. If I switch back to the multi-view, we should be streaming at a little bit higher rate. And if I go to the live streaming health it's recommended lower. Okay, so if we go to warning, current bitstream bandwidth is 3 megabits. It's lower than the recommended. We stream at 4500. We recommend. Okay, so we did 2 hybrid events. Do I have these out on mic? I do. I've got a volume turned on. So let's turn that down so I don't have any I love these C-Force monitors. They are fantastic. All right, so that should reduce any echo if we had any. We are streaming at 4 megabits. And if I go and cut to this camera and do some more movement, it bumps up to 5, 6, 7, and here you go. So if we zoom in, ooh, trippy, trippy, nice. All right, so we'll cut back to the super source. We'll play around with this guy, this guy. That's all seeming to do okay. My ping. So that's all fine. All right, so let's start a Zoom call and see if I can get anyone to join and see what's going on. Where is Zoom? I can't believe I don't have Zoom installed. Port notice, we'll ignore that, don't care. I want to host a meeting with video on. Download now, click the link, install Zoom. Apparently Zoom is per user. What a surprise. Yeah, allow access.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so now we got my video here. I'm going to use a RodeCaster. Yep, you should be able to hear that. I do not have the audio synced up to do it in real time, so you should not be able to hear this. I can flip to the Blackmagic, and of course it is mirrored. Why is it mirrored? There we go. Turn that off. We want HD. Audio, RodeCaster. Yep, you can hear it. Automatically adjust volume. We'll go ahead and click on that. We'll go show, we're gonna do turn off echo cancellation. We're gonna original on, yes. Original sound is on. We're recording into Zoom. All right. So we're continuing to test. I'm gonna switch over and broadcast in high bitrate stream to see if that causes any issues. So we're gonna go back on air. You may have seen some buffering. I apologize for that. but now we're testing. We're going to 5, and everything seems to be going okay. So we can cut back here. Everything cuts through. Everything's on zoom. All right. So now we're streaming at 9 megabits. Right up there. If I cut over here, you should be able to see it there. Or, yeah, a little bit better. Okay. Super source. So one of the things we found out from the live stream event yesterday is we had a number of devices that were battery powered. The camera wireless transmitter, which is a Hollyland Mars 300 Pro with a fairly big battery on it, that was also being charged through a USB-C mains power adapter to keep the battery charged, and if we had any kind of issues, we can revert to battery. That actually drained the battery after about 3 hours. So I had to switch to battery during the afternoon, even with the mains on. So that's something I got to take into consideration, or find out why it was draining the battery. Either the adapter that I was using wasn't strong enough, didn't have enough amperage to fully top off the battery, or the Hollyland doesn't allow continuous use with the plug-in. So I got to test that some more, find out, which is odd because I can power it off of the USB-C device without even a battery. So I know that it's more than capable of running and probably charging the battery with it on there. So that's interesting. What else can we do? All right, now that I'm streaming, also let's pull up the house internet and see what it's doing. I'm running a Unify UDM Pro here at the house, so yeah, let me log in. One moment. And we're back. Authenticator. Okay, we'll go to the network. So I want to look at don't care. Port 5 on the switch is what I want. Oh wait, no, I'm plugged into... Hey, my wife. Hey, what's happening? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Was my wife called, and Tiffany was having a wonderful meal at some place called Hella's Bakery and Restaurant in Tarpon Springs. So I'm super excited about that. She's bringing me home some baklava. Yay! So one of the cool things I can do is I can switch this to camera 7, and then we can put that up there, and we can say baklava. And, oh, yeah, that's right. My other camera went out, and that's fine. But we're streaming high, and everything seems to be fine. So let's go try and get some Zoom callers in our meeting. Let's figure out how to do that. All right, so I don't have, oh yeah, I do. Do I have a spare Ethernet port? Yes, I do. All right, so let's see about this guy. Oh. I think my headset, or not my headset, but my action cam. Oh, there it's back. All right. So this guy should be able to start a Zoom call now that it's got internet. So let's go ahead and start a browser. We're live streaming. Oh, this is a slow laptop. I forgot how slow this is. Maybe I'll go get my desktop, or not my desktop, my other laptop. 1 second as I walk out here and grab this. I can join from my Wi-Fi network. No thanks. Come on, wake up. All right. So I want to join a meeting. All right, so we need to seven, 3, 7, 8, 6, 2, 2, 8, 2, 2, 5. open. Okay, I need to turn Wi-Fi on. Oh yeah, I got Wi-Fi on. I need to join. Seven 862282225. All right, there we go. That one has joined. I don't have my speakers on, which is good. I can see everything. That's fine. I go to speaker view. That should be there. Yeah, that's all fine. And here should be the next one. So ideally, oh, I need the passcode. So give me a second to get back to the passcode. R3, capital R3, capital WVX2. Okay. So that should give us a third person into our Zoom meeting. And we should be, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's being recorded. Join with computer audio.
Recording in progress.
And we got a massive feedback. Okay. Good. I should be able to come out here, and it is not going to output to those system speakers. Oh boy, what a fun day. So we don't care about this. We'll go back to the roller coaster ride. I can't put box 8 or camera 8 into box 4 on the Super Source, but I can cut to it to see the fun that is. Woohoo! Yay! This is a great transition to Storyblocks. You can tell that I use Storyblocks assets because this is one. Fun, fun, fun. Storyblocks pay for my equipment. Thanks. Any other anybody else who wants to sponsor us, absolutely, we're available. But I'm not a shill, so you better have some good stuff. Thanks. All right, so we are still streaming at 6 megabits. Let's go back and look at stream health. We've been streaming now for 22 minutes. Everything seems to be working fine. I go back to Zoom. All right, so I am using, okay, system interrupts. All right, here's where we're at. We're 23, 24 minutes into the stream. Surface Book is averaging around 46% CPU utilization, 5 gigabytes used. Bandwidth up is around 3 megabits to Zoom. Bandwidth up to all right. Yeah, so here's where we're at. We've got bandwidth galore. I'm on gigabit fiber here at the house with UDM Pro as the primary firewall. I've got a port dedicated to the firewall mobile router here, which if you can see behind all this stuff, if I don't unplug anything, there is a GLI GNIC mobile router. The port that's plugged into is bandwidth limited to what we were getting at the hybrid event yesterday at the Sheraton in Tampa. I wanted to make sure. Zoom says that they only use, 3 to 4 megabits per video stream. We had 20 to 30 live streams I couldn't tell if we were having any kind of bandwidth limitations. We were getting disconnected. So what I've done is I've changed the power source from the mobile router, which was being powered off of the C-Force. It's now being powered off of the mains in a plug underneath here. Whether that made any difference, I don't know. I'm going to try and switch back to that and see if it works. See if I can replicate those same issues that we were having Zoom disconnects. We were using a Zoom account that was kind of sketchy. It's an enterprise account, but it's been having ridiculous problems in the past of having people dropping connections or logging in and using it for personal use rather than for event use. So tons of stuff going on. Let's see what else. Got yeah, I know the Surface Book is a little old. The account or the device itself is maybe 5 years old. That should be more than enough to run a relatively sedate Zoom call, even if it's a conference. Most of the work's being done by the ATEM and the RodeCaster and everything else. It's just pushing out. Yeah, I do have an extra monitor plugged into it through a dock underneath here, but we weren't even using that to pin Zoom attendees or anything like that. We didn't have anything particularly crazy set up. I just don't understand what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing streaming high on the ATEM to YouTube, and it's behaving flawlessly. I mean, we're not having any kind of hiccups. It's not a bandwidth problem. So again, let me just take a peek at yesterday's down detector for Zoom and see if it had anything reported. The 17th, that was this morning. There were some problems, but check past issues. For the 15th, that was Friday, but not on Saturday, so. Okay. No particular problems with Zoom. All right, so let's see. No, I don't want to. Did I get kicked out of Zoom? No. All right. Sorry for the jumping around. I'm still trying to do some testing. So, still recording, still doing everything it's supposed to do. I'm actually getting recorded off of this guy, which is odd. Oh, that's because I have this guy in here. Yeah. So camera 7 is this camera. No, that's camera 5. What's camera 7? Camera 7 is this because it's my Zoom input. That's why. All right, so that's exactly what's going on. So normally that's what I would pin up here, and I can say I can put in waiting room, I can put there, but I can't necessarily put, because I don't have a high enterprise account. I'll have to wait till Tiffany gets home to test with her account where we can pin people to specific screens, because that will be more helpful. And then I can get the projectors to go out and show. And I may want to set up 2 monitors for projector 1 and projector 2. Okay. Yeah, this is getting pretty crazy. I think I'm going to wrap it and say that this has been a fairly good test. Been on the air for 30 minutes. Everything seems to be working pretty well. If I go here, go back to palettes, go to super source and say I want box 4 to be camera 8, we get our Starfield simulation. But I can't do it through this Streamdeck because my box comes out. So, wah. All right. Hate to be a whiny POS, but it is what it is. All right. So the other thing I can do is if I come back into Zoom, I can I can share from advanced sharing from second camera, share, and this one, that is supposed to be sharing at 1080p, but we don't get the motion. So if I go to camera 4, it should come along a lot clearer, which should be great for talking heads. You got a much higher resolution, but it's a little shaky, which might not sync up with my sound or my mouth movements. Not good. Okay, so I'm going to end share and optimize for video, share, switch. So this now has optimized for video and includes sound, so it should be able to record a little bit more, less quality but higher frame rate at 1080p, hopefully, so you might get more detail. We'll see. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but I definitely want to wrap up this stream, and maybe I'll test it. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do something later. I want to use this studio space more and see what happens. So I'm going to go see about making some dinner, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one.